Hi guys, welcome back to the Chicks and Chats podcast. My name is Maya and this is
Louisa, aka Baby Girl. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah? Are you sure?
I'm a bit like in a funk, which is very like weird to me because it's summer. Like I'm normally in the summer, I'm just very hyper.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the heat.
I'm laying in
really,
bed.
really exhausting.
Yeah, it's just I can't be bothered to do anything.
Yeah, same.
I don't want to leave my house.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah,
but it's not good.
I feel you.
Yeah, but it's not good. I have the plan of going to the gym tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I think the heat this year is really crazy. I mean, the past few years, I mean, if you're on holiday, it's okay because then like the breeze and everything, you're at the beach. Like in the city, like it's and so many people. Like it's so crazy. The other day I went to like Stephansplatz, like the city center, and like so it's really so filled. And now I understand what people feel like when we go to their countries on holiday. Like I saw this thing about Santorini where they like
oh my god, the pictures
complaining. People are complaining. Like when I checked the pictures, like when I went to Santorini like 5 years ago, it was nothing like this and everything. Like it's so fun. You can't even enjoy like the holiday, the vacation because the people, it's so full. And like them already, like me already complaining, and ours is not as packed as theirs. And I don't want to know how they feel like because when I'm going to the city and I see so many tourists, I'm like, go back to your home.
I will be a tourist in that country complaining about tourists. Like I walk around London like, all of you fuckers, why are you here? As like, if I live there. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not my country and I don't have no right. And then when I'm in Vienna in the like first district, I feel the same. I'm like, can you just like, it's a lot of, and then they like these big like travel groups with their like cameras, and I'm like, just.
And like before you walk past them, and then they stop on the road, and maybe you're in a rush.
It's insane. Yesterday I sat down at Stephansplatz and there was a tourist, a guy, and like he asked me for a cigarette and I gave him one, and then he started a conversation. And like I had nothing to do. I just grabbed food and I specifically sat down with my coffee just because I wanted to have 5 minutes of like sitting down, you know, just like enjoying. And then he came and started talking to me. I was like, I don't want to
have a conversation.
Why are you like ruining my peace? I just wanted to chill here. And he wasn't even flirting. I don't even think he was.
He was just looking.
He's just having a chat, and I was like,
yeah, he was just being friendly.
Yeah, he was, and that's very nice. But I'm not.
It's so hard to talk.
Like I'm not friendly. I'm sorry. I barely like people.
No, I feel you.
It's just yeah. But other than that, I'm alive.
I feel like you look different today. I don't know what changed.
Do you tired? No.
Your face.
But I need to.
Your face looks really, really different. I don't know. I saw you last week though.
You saw me last week.
I don't know, like something looks different.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good different, bad different?
I don't know.
I gained weight.
I don't know.
But like one of my coworkers has been saying that too. He's like, what did you change? And I'm like, I didn't change anything. It's just my face.
Yeah, maybe a different skincare routine. I don't know.
My skin's been very well lately.
Yeah.
Do you know what the ironic thing is? My skin has been well because I have been too lazy to do skincare. Wow. And the interesting thing is my skin loves to be left alone. I have that type of skin that wants water. Wash your face from not you don't even need to wash your face like all the time because like that's gonna sound disgusting. But I've learned you're meant to not wash your face with soap in the morning because you get all these oils and they're good for your skin. And so I only wash my face with water in the morning and then soap in the evening. And then like I love skincare. I want to slather all the products onto my face, but my face is like, leave me alone. Yeah. That's why my skin's been looking good. So yeah.
Okay.
Can't complain.
Nice. Can't complain. In case you care, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I
was gonna ask, how are you,
beautiful I'm good.
co-host?
I'm fine. I can't complain. Like apart from the heat, I'm really, really good. Stressed out a bit, but like.
Are you excited for the birthday celebrations this week?
Yeah, and like my nephew is staying with me this week. Like he's coming today till like next week. So
you're gonna bring him?
Yeah, I'll bring him to the birthday. Yeah, my princess is celebrating on Saturday. I can't wait.
Is he old enough to go into the water?
Yeah, he's already turning 3 in 2 months.
Because I need one child that's not old enough to go into the water so I can chill with them.
Out, yeah, right.
Because I'm gonna because I'm gonna take out these braids this week. I have to. It's been too long. And you know how short my hair is. So I'm gonna have to straighten it. And I'm not touching water with straight hair.
That's why we trimmed it.
Guys, I look like Edna from The Incredibles. Like my hair is this short.
But that's why when we went the last time, I had like this little braids, and now I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my hair if I'm just gonna cornrow them?
Yeah.
And because I need to go into the water, there's no way I'm going to avoid entering the water, especially you having like 3 kids, and then you definitely have to go in the water with this kid.
Or I'll buy like a swim cap and put my hair under it.
Do you think it's gonna work?
Well, we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Because the birthday girl is definitely not going to allow me to not enter the water.
Yeah. And the mom is not going
to either.
Well, I think I'll just put my hair in cornrows and then I'll just take off my wig when I get there, like last week. Yeah, I'll do that.
I love that because I saw you at the when you were by the water, and then when we got dressed, you just put on your hair and you're like, I was like, okay.
The thing is that I could care less because we are not. Actually, the thing is that if this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been so bothered.
Yeah, same.
I just do not care.
It's a family day outing. Who gives a...
Yeah, like really, even if someone sees me, because it's not in Vienna, but like even if we're in Vienna, although I don't go swimming in Vienna, but like I still wouldn't care. I don't know. I just
the older you get, the less you care about appearances and stuff. It's just tiring.
Yeah. So what's our topic for today?
Our topic for today is daddy issues.
Do you want to elaborate on daddy issues? Do you want to speak about that?
Do you know what? Like when you said we're going to talk about that, I have been contemplating in my head since then if I want to go the depressing route of having this conversation. Or if I want to go the funny, I'm so unbothered route of having this conversation. So I think like daddy issues, I think that we as a society, we talk about that very lightheartedly. Like it's a joke. Like, it's like one of those therapy words we throw around.
But do you want to explain what daddy issues is? Because maybe some people don't really know
so daddy issues is... I think we have one perception of it. I think our perception of it is your dad wasn't in your life. You were raised by a single mom. And then you turn out to be wayward, insecure. You have a lot of fun with men and whatnot. Older men also. I think there are different variations because your dad can also be in your life and you can still have daddy issues for different reasons. Because you also sometimes have mommy issues with your mom being in your life. I think daddy issues are just like the name says it, issues that relate to some sort of traumas that were given to you through your dad, whether it being him being away or him being there.
But do you feel like when you're already older, you can use the excuse daddy issues, like everything, like for instance, now let's say maybe in your 20s till when you're older, when you're already old enough to like take responsibilities, that you can still use the excuse, like if something happens, I have daddy issues, so don't blame me. Because I feel like when you get to a certain age, you should be able to own up to your mistakes, even though your dad maybe effed up your life or like in some way ruined some things for you. You should still be able to correct it. And that's why sometimes like the excuse you have daddy issues, I don't really see it as valid, because a lot of people use that as an escape route or like an excuse to do nonsense. And I don't know, like, how do you feel about it?
So I think it's with all kinds of trauma. It's this annoying thing of you being hurt is not your fault, but it's your responsibility to counteract it. And that can be very frustrating. But I do agree, when you, like, daddy issues are the trauma that was given to you. Your choices are still your choices. Yes, exactly. You are obviously influenced in your choices. But once you realize that you have daddy issues, there are certain things you can do to work against that. And yes, it is annoying that you have to do that when it wasn't you who did the mistake. But that is unfortunately how life goes. So you do have to work against it. For me, for example, like I grew up without a dad. I never, the term daddy issues is something people gave me. Because I was never like, oh, I'm like this because of my dad.
Yeah.
Because for me, it took a long...
But it's always the people that say daddy issues, but you allow them.
I did.
Because okay, let's say like you allow them. Let's stop there.
I did allow them, obviously, because it's like it's a little comforting to an extent, but also
because then you have something
you're like,
to fall back
it
on.
wasn't me kind of thing. But also, I for the longest time didn't know or realize that my behavior is linked to my dad, because I think till I was 18 very, very strongly, I didn't care. Or like I made myself believe that I didn't care. Like I know till I was 18 years old, there were 2 or 3 instances in all of my childhood where I thought, oh, I don't have a dad. And like I was sad about it. But other than that, I was quite like, I don't know, like you can't miss what you don't have. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. When I got older, that started to crumble. And like, I think from the age of like 23, I fully understood like, okay, I do care. And it has like done things to me. And between 18 and 23, people were like, oh, you do this because of daddy issues, or you like do this because of daddy issues, this and this and that. And I allowed them to say that because it was just like, oh yeah, well, fine. Like here's the reasoning for my behavior. Now I very much know what I do because of an absent father. Like my specific form of daddy issues is I couldn't get like my dad to change his mind, which it's not about that, but like,
how do you mean?
As in like he left when I was a baby, and then he saw me twice throughout my childhood, and I know that that's not true, but like in my head I'm like, well, he saw me and I wasn't good enough. And that's not the case, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you would have, I wish he would have never like seen me and it just left, because that to me would have been like, okay, cool, like you just left. I was a baby. It's not my fault. It's still not my fault, but like this underlying thought of like, you saw me and I wasn't good enough. So I have this weird thing of like chasing emotionally unavailable men because subconsciously I think, well, I couldn't change my dad's mind, but I can change yours.
Okay.
And then I had like my one relationship. It worked. I chased him and I changed his mind and I left that with him loving me more. And it's horrible that that happened because that solidified the thought I already had. I was like, oh, okay, so I can change someone's mind. It worked, which is stupid. It doesn't, you know. And like now I'm like, I check myself. So like, I might still have certain thoughts and certain feelings and certain desires, but I don't allow myself to act on them.
Okay.
Because as you said, I am a grown woman and like I can't allow to be ruined by that forever. So I'm just like, yes, trauma has formed my brain in a way that makes me want certain things, but like I'm conscious enough to be like, okay, no, you want this because of this, stop doing this.
Okay.
You know? You don't have daddy issues.
But I hear that a lot.
Because you don't.
No, the thing is that people say because I grew up with a father and only a father, because obviously my father raised me, and I lived how many years did I live with my father? I lived with my father for 12 years before I moved out as an adult and started staying alone. But like because okay, I mean my dad was not really around most of the time. My dad was always traveling, so I grew up with him, but like mostly around like aunties and babysitters and family friends and all that. And because a mom wasn't there, people like say, okay, I have daddy issues because that's why I date older men. Because I was raised by my dad, and that's why which I find very crazy because it seems like then I am.
That's a Freudian complex.
Translate it into something disgusting that I would not like to say right now. But like,
I get no, but like that's a thing. Oh, God.
Because I do not have mommy issues, for instance, because I still have, even though I didn't grow up with my mom, I still have a cool relationship with my mom. Like
you're just generally a very strong-willed and strong-minded person. I think it takes a lot for like traumatic things to have a long-term impact on you. You seem like someone who's just very like good in like working through things on your own.
It's not like I am not hurt.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You are affected, but like you're just you don't allow it to affect your life in a way. And like, I'm not even saying you don't have daddy issues because your dad was in your life specifically. I'm saying it because the way you portray that bond, like you guys are best friends. Like it's like he's your best friend. Do you know what I mean? Like you're really daddy's girl. And it's because of that. It's not even because he was in your life, because I know other people whose dad was in their life and the bond is not like that. Like you guys are just close. And what they're saying about you liking older men, I personally don't think that has anything to do with your dad. I think it's because you're just a very mature person. You got your shit together, and guys your age technically normally don't. So I get why you do that, but with this thing of like you loved your dad, so you love men who are like your dad. People like to turn that into a twisted thing, but I don't even think it's a twisted thing. Like if your dad is a great man, was a great husband, and he was a great father, I'm saying in general, I'm not saying. I'm also not saying he wasn't, because I'm not insulting your dad. What are you doing? The fuck? What a stab. No, but I'm saying like in general, if you have a great father and you've seen him be a great husband, it's like, it's not twisted in a way, because people, like this whole like, oh my God, you like your dad. You don't like your dad.
Yeah, honestly.
But there's nothing wrong with wanting a man that is similar to your dad in behavior, not looks, because that's disgusting, but like behavior.
But my dad is fine.
Yes, but that is what would make it weird. But like behavior-wise,
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you don't have mommy issues.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting that didn't like.
I don't know why. I think because of how close. I don't know. I don't know, because the thing is that I actually barely spoke to my mom growing up. Even my sister, up until like my sister moved. I think I've said this before on the podcast. Before my sister moved to Austria, I think when she moved 2011, 2012, 2013, around then. I barely spoke to my sister. We spoke like once a year during Christmas, and now we are so close. Like my sister and I is so really, 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 really. And if you would have told me this back then, I would have never believed it, because they literally forced us to speak to each other on Christmas Day, on our birthdays and everything, because we really weren't interested in being part of each other's lives until like she came here and we became close. And then my mom, I also barely spoke to her. I didn't just want, like back then, I felt like the only person, only family I had was my dad, because I wasn't speaking to my sister, and I was pissed at my mom then for letting me go, and also like not having the whole family come and everything, because before I moved to Austria, we all had an Austrian passport. So basically everyone would have been able to come, apart from my mom though. And I was like, why didn't all of us come at once? Because my brother was here before I went back, long story here and there. But like, I was pissed, because why would you allow your daughter to move away with your dad and everything? Because this part, and I think my siblings, this thing really disturbs my siblings up until now, because we didn't grow up with each other. And I was mad at my mom at a point, but the older I got, I just had to forgive it, because I had to realize, okay, it wasn't a choice. She didn't like have a say. My father decided.
That's the Christianity
and
in you.
She
No, for real.
Like she felt like, okay, it's a better life. I don't know, not better life, because when people ask me, I feel like my life in Nigeria was way better than here.
I get that, but like our parents just had this idea of like, if you go to Europe, you'll have the better life compared to that's.
But like now, I'm not mad at my mom. I don't have mommy issues. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my siblings. I mean, I feel like, because yours is different. Different. You know why? Your dad wasn't even part of your life at all. Like my mom was part of my life.
Yeah. She also didn't. It wasn't like she didn't abandon you in the sense of like, I'm not your mother anymore, but more so we're just in different locations. So, but my dad was like, well,
gone.
You do you, and I do me.
So yeah. Oh, that was a nice one. So Dilemma.
So girlies, don't allow your absent dads to ruin your love life.
Yeah, and your moms.
And your moms. Don't allow anyone.
Because there's some great dads out there who take care of the kids, and then the mom is just absent.
No, like sometimes I see TikToks. There's this one TikTok.
Yeah.
who's like, the dad is like very active. He likes to run, and he ran at like a 10K with his daughter, and they TikToked it, and I almost cried. God, he was hyping her. He's like, "You go, girl," and like it's just so beautiful. And then they hit like the finish line, and the first thing he said is, "Where's Mama?" And I was just like, I'm gonna cry. Like, God, some girls, you're lucky.
What I love the fact that all of my friends, the dads, like they have kids, the dads, like the husbands are like part, like it's like a 50-50 thing. Like they all are part of the kids' lives. They take care of the kids. They're like, not like back in the days where it's just like the mom and everything. And even all the guys I've dated in the past who had kids, they were like awesome fathers. So yeah.
All right.
You guys need to look out for that in a man. If your man has kids and is trash to the woman,
oh yeah,
sorry, or trash to the kids, sorry.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Dilemma. What do we have today?
Okay, so I've been living in the tropics for the last year. My company is online and decided to escape. My company is online, and I decided to escape the ugly. Wow, what's wrong with me? I'm gonna start
ugly
over.
British.
Let's start over.
Weather, right?
So I've been living in the tropics for the last year. My company is online, and I decided to escape the ugly British weather because I work remotely, and I knew nobody coming out here. I had to make a really big effort to make friends. I met this girl at the gym. Let's call her Jasmine. Jasmine, like me, was living abroad. We decided to do a girls' weekend away on the island. After a few coffees, we took and lunches, we took a trip, as we seemed to click. We had a great time doing lots of activities, taking turns to pay for the meals. Everyone here generally gets around on motorbikes, and at the time I was still quite nervous about driving to the other side of the island. I said I would get a car, and she offered to drive me on the back of hers, as it's quicker than using cars, and so we agreed, okay. When we got back from the trip, about an hour after I'd been at my place, she sent me a text saying, "Thanks for the lovely trip, babe. I've sent a list of things I need money for." I know it's not much, but every penny counts. At this point, I was confused, just because we split the hotel and all the meals. Then I looked at the list. Half a tank of petrol. Half a tank of petrol where I am is less than £1. A slice of cake, again, around one. I knew you would find this funny.
Sorry.
I knew you would find this funny. Again, around £1. But can I add, she sent me a text whilst I was at the hotel saying she was stopping at a cake shop and asked if I wanted any. If I offer someone, it's on me. She also got me a coffee here. Again, this is less than 50p.
So stupid.
And she brought it from a cafe to me as a "here, I bought you a coffee" type of situation. The total in the UK would have been the equivalent of around £3.50, and my snobby ass is thinking this is very weird. I didn't reply to the text for 24 hours because I was busy, and she sent a follow-up text asking if I was around to give her the money. For context, she earns a European salary, so her money goes as far as mine here. I'm 25 and she's around 28. As for me, I'm the type of person to offer to pay for meals and coffees and just trust that it will come back around. I don't ever think of billing my friends for a coffee after. I totally get that everyone has a different relationship with money, but at our big age, I couldn't help but feel put off from the friendship. £3.50. You can't breathe in London for that. I understand completely if I was expecting her to pay and not pulling my weight, but I always offer and often just cover tabs because it's a nice thing to do. I guess my question is this. Is this enough of a red flag to step back from engaging in a friendship?
It's a very big red flag.
Or am I being a snob for thinking this is thefty and weird? Thank you so much in advance.
This is so embarrassing. Like, are you not embarrassed?
I knew you would say this.
No, but like, it doesn't make sense for me. First of all, yeah, it's a big red flag. But like, I don't understand. £3.50. Okay, you know, there are some people that are users. I get. Like, there are some people they want to take. I would no way in any think that I would go and get stuff for my friends and then I'll start asking for the money. It doesn't make sense. Like, do you want a coffee and then I ask you for the money? Do you want a slice of cake and I ask you for the money? It doesn't make sense. Like, if you're friends, it's like it doesn't make sense for me because at the end of the day, if you're friends, you do without counting favors. Like if you do, you do, but like I don't even know. It doesn't make sense for me.
I don't think it's a red flag.
It is a red flag.
I think
because if you both earn the same money,
I get it. No, I get it. I personally think it's very stingy, and I would never do this. I would never ask anyone for £3.50 back, especially not if I asked you if you wanted a slice of cake.
It's a different thing. Like the way I said before, there are some friends that are users. They see, okay, they maybe because not friends, but like people that are users. They know because you have money or because they expect things from you. Like they expect you to always pay, like pay for the Uber, pay for the stuff, pay for the drinks, pay for this and that. That I would understand, but this is like just.
I think it's stingy, especially if you're like living in a country that sounds very cheap on a salary that's European. But I don't necessarily think it's a red flag. I think you have, like, these are two people with very different standards when it comes to money and handling money. And I think once you know that, you can act accordingly. I don't think you have to end the whole friendship.
Accordingly is like then bending the friendship, like bending.
No, you just stop getting things for her because she never gets things for you.
That's like a weird
you just
friendship.
Like you guys. You just like when you're together and you go to the coffee shop together, you pay separately and you never like pick up a coffee for her.
I don't like friendships where you always have to like be careful and look up. I like being open.
I get it, but like she's on an island and it took her ages to make that one friend. I don't think she should like.
She wouldn't die
alienate that one friendship
without that one friend for the next.
But she doesn't have any other friends.
Stay without that one friend for the next. You don't need your friend. If you want to hang out, fly back to the UK to your friends because this is just BS.
Two very different. Okay, so Louisa is saying cut off the friendship. I'm saying
not cut off the friendship. You guys are not friends, anyways. This is not friendship. This is not friendship.
Do you know what? My mom is kind of like that when she if she knew how me and my friends handled money, she wouldn't like that.
Really?
Yeah, she's very much your money is your money. Keep your money with you. But like I'm like, but it balances itself out. So like I will get a drink for a friend, and then she will get this for me, and then like it's just a
like
back
the way
and
we
forth.
do when we go out. Like one person buys a drink,
and then the next round,
exactly. Like I can't come ask you, take the money for the vodka.
That's
give
ridiculous.
Me the money for the vodka.
I hear it. No, that's ridiculous. But like some
can't
people
start selling £3.50, £4.50. Like that's so ridiculous. That sounds so ridiculous. Like I can't even imagine. If my friend asks me for like €4, I'll ask you if you're
See,
dumb.
I can't ask anyone for £3.50. Even if I was like, even if I gave you that money on a lending basis, which I would never do.
No, but
like if you asked me to lend you €5, and I would lend you €5 and I would need them back because I don't have anything to eat, I wouldn't ask you to give them back to me.
No, but like if for instance now, your friend asks you to order something for them, like €8, €10, €15. That's a different thing. You're gonna pay me my money because I'm sorry, but like if it's like we're going out and then I order McDonald's and I pay for you, I'm not gonna write you the next day. Oh, I spent €5 for your Happy Meal or for your Mac. Can you please send me the money?
She sent a text twice, so I think she needs them £3.50.
Wait.
No, I think she needs it.
Don't send her £3. Send her £10.
Send her,
like send her £10.
Because we're petty like that.
Jesus
Here,
Christ.
take your €5.
Oh
I think. I mean, I don't know. I think if you can live with the fact that your friendship is gonna be like you just never get things for her, and she never gets things for you. Because I think it's gonna be awkward if this conversation happens more times.
Yeah.
But if you can lead that friendship in a way where no one ever buys anything for the other person, and you guys don't have this conversation of send me the £3.50, then I think you can keep.
So when they go to get, like when they use one car and then they go to get fuel, they split it into two.
You always take the car. You always get the car. Always pay for the petrol.
I get the fuel splitting, although I've never been.
No, I don't get the fuel splitting when it's half a pound.
No, I'm talking about general. I don't mean like
that's fine. Yeah,
but I've never been asked by any of my friends to pay like fuel. Like
because they drive you home. That's ridiculous.
Not even home. Like even when we go far away, like far destinations, they never ask. It's only if we travel. Like if we travel in something else, we split the fuel. Like but if my friends and I, for instance, are traveling to Styria or something, I've never been asked to.
So my thing is, I don't have a car. If I had a car, if I'm going to that destination anyways, I'm not asking you to split the fuel.
Well.
If you're asking me to drive you somewhere I don't actually have to go, you're paying for the whole tank.
I still ask my friends to drive me places and
no, if you're if the thing is if I'm home now, if I'm here now and you're asking me, hey, can you drive me to the first district? I'm still driving you to the first district without asking you for tank, even if I don't have to go to the first district. If you're asking me to drive you to Budapest,
I mean that's something else. But even when the thing is that when my friends for instance, like when I was traveling to Nigeria in December, my friend offered to drop me, and then I offered to pay the tank for the tank, and she said no. She just said get me breakfast from McDonald's, and that's fine, and everything. And even my friends, even if I offered, they wouldn't accept it.
Right.
All right. But next segment.
Chicks and Rex. No, chicks and.
Oh,
would you rather? I never can remember in which order we do these things.
Again. So.
Okay. Would you rather?
So I'm asking today, right? So Maya, would you rather travel to the past or the future?
Future.
Really?
Future. Do you know why?
Future. Oh my God, then you're old.
No. Do you know why?
Why?
Is the premises that I can travel back? Or am I staying in the future?
You're staying in the future.
Then still the future, because you remember how the past was for Black people. I'd rather be...
Sure. But then you're older.
So I wasn't imagining it like that. I imagined it like in Back to the Future, I'm stepping into the time machine and I step out in the future, but I'm still 30 years old.
Let me ask you both. The first one is the future, right? If you can come back.
If I can come back, it's the future because I'm literally just going to see the lotto numbers. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm coming back and then I'm playing the lotto and then I'm a millionaire. That's what I'm doing.
You're so crazy.
Or I go into the future and see which fonts to buy and which companies to invest in to be a millionaire in the next 5 years.
That lottery actually makes sense.
That's what I'm doing.
I think I would do that too. And if you only had if you could not come back
and stay there and I'm old then, also the future.
Jesus. I think if I had to stay there, I would go back in the past, but just maybe 10 years.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No, not 10 years. I think 12 years. No, 12, 14 years. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I hear that. Because who knows what's going to go on in the future.
But if I had to go and come back again, I would definitely also take the future.
Getting all the money. Or I could also, actually, now that you say it, if I'm staying in the past, I could go 20 years back in the past, buy Apple stock.
Oh, Jesus. Are you going to buy Apple stock with 10 years?
Yes.
Do you even know what Apple stock is?
I'm telling my mom to buy it.
Would you know money from her? Would you know what Apple stock is? Yeah.
Do I not have the knowledge that I have now?
No.
I'm 10, just 10.
Yeah.
Okay, then no. Then no.
Okay, we have it. So
Chicks and Rex. What's your recommendation? We've switched to R&B as a musical genre. And my recommendation is FWM.
Fuck with me. From who?
Tone Stith, I think.
I don't know the song.
Yeah, so that's a recommendation to listen to.
Oh my goodness. Asshole. I have 3 recommendations. I have What's Love Got to Do. That was immediately you mentioned R&B. That was the first song, and that's the song that relates to R&B. And then 911. Someone please call 911. I love the song.
I don't. What's the second one? What is that?
You don't love it.
I don't know it.
Wyclef Jean and Mary J. Blige. Tell them I just said shut down.
Okay.
And the voice in my heart and it's piercing through my soul.
Someone sign her.
And the last song is Dilemma.
Oh, love it.
I do. Oh my goodness.
I like old school
R&B.
The lyrics are wild of Dilemma.
Yeah.
Even when I'm with my boo, all I think about is you. Wow.
That is so crazy.
Wow.
So, That's it for today, guys.
Hope you enjoyed
this one, and tune in on the next one. Don't forget to like,
comment, subscribe, follow, share, tell a friend. See you next week.
Bye.